The entire narrative of anti Zionism has become criticism of Israel, which they say is not anti Semitic, but it's followed by near daily violence against Jews. So we have to ask whether what we're witnessing really is criticism. So let's talk about what criticism is and what criticism isn't. What it is: challenging policy, strategy, leadership, or military decisions. What it isn't: blaming Israel for all the world's problems, including climate change. Hyper-focusing on one state to construct the illusion of a singular, unparalleled evil and outstretching that evil to every human embodiment of it. Casting every act, every policy, not a state action, but a Jewish action, and holding all Jews accountable for it. If Jews are responsible for climate change, don't be surprised when Jews are killed every time the weather changes. If Jews are responsible for global famine, don't be surprised when Jews are killed every time a mouth goes unfed. If Jews are responsible for the world's problems, don't be surprised when Jews are killed because the world had a bad day. Oh, right, but I forget. It's not Jews, it's Zionists, right? You may think that concealed Jew hatred right behind its like contemporary mutation, anti-Zionism, creates the illusion of separation in your intellectual or activist spaces. And maybe it does, but unsurprisingly, the bullet never seems to know the difference. Maybe because the bullet tells the truth you refuse to confront. The truth is that the world is not challenging Israel's policies, it's challenging Israel's existence. The reason that Israel's existence must be challenged is because it symbolizes the sovereignty of a community that no longer serves its role as perpetual scapegoat. So it isn't good enough to criticize Israel's policies. Instead, every critique must tie to Israel's existence to a greater Jewish problem. It converts a war to a Jewish war, a military strategy to a Jewish strategy, a blockade into a Jewish blockade. And if the war is perceived as immoral, it is not evidence of the immorality of war, but the immorality of Jews. This is what's hidden behind criticism of Israel. It's dishonest to pretend it isn't happening everywhere all the time. This is precisely what has animated historic anti-Semitism, the collective moral attribution of guilt to the Jewish people, and it doesn't happen with any other group. What the CCP does isn't attributed to a Chinese problem. What Putin does isn't proof of Russian indecency. If a high-powered record executive exploits a musical artist, it's proof of the nature of high-powered record executives. If a Jewish high-powered record executive exploits a musical artist, it's proof of the nature of Jews. See how that works? It's never criticism of an individual's character, but an indictment of a collective Jewish personality. Why? To keep the collective under eternal persecution, the scapegoat upon which to project every ill, bother, or pain that we'd rather not take accountability for. Here's how the loop goes. Jew hatred rises, blame placed on Israel. Blame fuels more Jew hatred. More Jew hatred is proof that Israel is to blame. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. The infinite feedback loop makes everything a Jewish problem. Jews pay the price for it, and that price is not evidence that it's wrong to make everything a Jewish problem, but proof that everything, including anti-Semitism, really is a Jewish problem. See how that works? So how do we end this? How do we get out of the matrix? Well, for one, it starts by switching like the I'm horrified every time another predictable violence occurs, like an AOC, with I'm actually listening, I'm actually paying attention, and there's a serious problem here that must be addressed. So this is a fantastic explanation from Elika Laban, and I thank you for your time and attention.